Doom, dun, 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 dun. What's up? What's up, my guys? My guys, welcome into another show. NBA Talk with Jay Money and the Shark, man. Look like it's just me right now, but my guy Shark will be coming live from the jungle, I believe. Ride the wave or get out of the water. I believe he was just eating some fish early this morning. You know what I'm saying? Smaller fish, the shark. I'm trying to get in the water with him, man. You know what I'm saying? What's up, my guys? Tyler, Luis, Chief Keef. Chief. Roll up. We on Fire Blaze today. Flexi Ball. I never saw you in here. I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you. Oh, we got my guy, the shark in here. The man, the myth, the legend. My guy, my brother from another mother. He gonna make me put the shades on. What we got? What we doing? You live from the jungle or what?
Oh, I am. I am in the water, as you were saying, with a beautiful intro as usual. I'm sitting out back. I'm watching the Bucks game. I'm converting myself into the backyard element here, and it's a beautiful thing. Memorial Day Saturday, get to watch some sports, talk some sports, engage with my brother from another mother. Jay Money's Money. What's going on, man?
Chilling, man, bro. The way you got the hair flipped up and it's nice, man. I dig this shit, man. It's looking lovely, I must say, man. Yeah, nah, it's cool, man. You know, Saturday, I just did a couple of shows. We like to go on live. But I was even late to the SBR show. Had to take care of stuff this morning and go and walk the dog, whatever. But I told you we're going live, even if it's right after the SBR show. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. I know everybody watching the game right now, but we are adding another play for the late night. For the people that's going back and watch this, I believe that we may be coming together for a play in this Jazz versus Grizzlies game, my guy. Before that start, do you want to let them know what you're seeing in this Bucks versus Heat game to start off?
I just flipped it on. So I see Miami Heat fans pissed off, irritated, and wishing they were watching LeBron James win the 2013 finals. But I also see a pissed off Jimmy Butler. And I think what we're looking at here, as Duncan Robinson misses a three, which is becoming obviously systemic in this series. Did you have an official on this one? Did you drop anything on the previous show?
No, I went last night. I was saying that I have a heavy leans to Bucks and Blazers. After thinking long about it, I didn't take the Bucks. Obviously, knowing that it's an early game, you know me. I really think those early games transition to the home team. It's better off for the home team. It's almost a spot that I'll almost never bet against. So it's not necessarily saying the main reason why I didn't take the Bucks was because they had just lost DiVincenzo. This is their first game without their starter, their first game. So that was the main reason why. I mean, obviously, the way I'm looking, I was like, I'm not taking the Heat. It's Bucks or nothing for me. I do think they'll likely sweep them, even though the Heat are coming out hot early to start this game. You have to sustain it for 48 minutes. So even though they're coming out this well, don't be surprised. The Bucks still put it on them in the second half. The Heat pretty much have to play a perfect game to stay in this one versus the Bucks. They're doing it so far, yeah. But can they keep it up? If the Bucks get used to playing without DiVincenzo or Forbes gets used to that star role, could get ugly here. But that's the only reason why I stayed off, my guy.
Yeah, I mean, for me, this is like a dead toss, really. And this is all psychology, but this is either basically a stand-up game in the locker room where they say, are we pros? Do we have any self-respect? Or are we just ultimately fractured and we want to go on vacation? It's 0 or 100. And I think, as you said, they're coming out pretty well here so far. I think, Jimmy Butler being obviously the leader of this group, maybe not leading particularly well in this campaign, but definitely the big voice. He's in their ear saying, we are not going to lay down this game. This is just one game for our professionalism on the court today. And I think you're seeing it so far. So obviously a counter narrative is the fact that the numbers scaling towards Milwaukee, and Milwaukee's in the revenge spot. Milwaukee wants to blow them out. Milwaukee wants to get rest. So again, we've been saying this, and I've missed a few games, and I'll be the first person to say it. There's always a great counter narrative in the NBA playoffs.
Exactly. And like I said last night, if you like the Heat, you take them on the money line. You take them, you know what I'm saying? Trey, nobody likes to told you so, my guy. You say that, and then the Heat end up losing the game. It won't end up well for you. But we appreciate everybody watching in the chat, my guys. But yes, it's 12-20 so far, my guys. Saying Bucks, people in the chat saying Bucks didn't come to play. It is a full 48 minutes. I didn't take the Bucks. I could have only taken the Bucks. I wouldn't look to take the Heat, even though it is a good check. I could still see them getting smashed. So I mean, it'd be interesting to see what happens. I took the Blazers though. That's my official play for today. Yeah. It's -4.5.
And one last point on that. I mean, we've been saying this over and over and over. The have to haves the splits and the environments do flip game to game. Miami was so horrible in the last game. Another point, they're going to say, come on, guys, like, we can't come out with that effort again. And you see it across almost all the matchups. It's like one team comes out well game one, it just immediately flips within the locker room, and then they come out with a different energy. But yeah, let's move on to the next one. 4 o'clock game, Jay Money, official play.
Yeah, Blazers, man. For me, most of is if Terry Stotts, he coaching for his life. Dame Lillard. I mean, so obviously they're playing. They don't want to get kicked out of playoffs here in this first round this quickly. Go down 3-1. They do still have a couple of the better guards in this series, and CJ McCollum and Dame Lillard. I expect you to see a really good effort from CJ McCollum. He's been lackluster so far in this series, other than game one. After coming off back-to-back losses at the house, we know that first spot at the crib maybe not necessarily a good spot for the Blazers. I still took it first half. They end up getting smacked. I mean, they got down 9 in the first quarter like it was nothing. I don't see them getting down behind quick. I see them as being the aggressor in today's game. They needed more. I think you see a sense of urgency from the Blazers here today. Almost a must-win type of game. I'll take this spot, my guys, -4.5. So, I mean, I understand people like the Nuggets. If you like the Nuggets, we're just here to let you know what we're on, guys. If you like something else, it's your money. You see what I'm saying? If you don't like what we're saying, we're just trying to give you info. If you don't like the other side, take the other side, guys. Your money. I always say go with you think you're good. You know what I'm saying? But that's what you're asleep better at night with. Oh, I win with my gut. Even if I lost or won, I win with what I like the most, what I really think I would win. Another thing, guys, do your own handicapping. I know me, I used to go and watch shows. I still did my own handicapping, see what games that I liked already, even if I'm going on to see what someone else is like. I still have an idea of what I like, did my own handicapping, guys. So if you don't like to play, go against it. If you like it, ride with us. We're only suggesting one unit. We'll never tell you guys to put your whole bankroll or something. We're never telling you max play, go smash something. That's just what we're doing, my guys. One unit. It's all about building one day at a time, one brick at a time. You see what I'm saying? Masonry. Hey, you got to do one brick at a time, man. You can't go throw up all the bricks. You got to do the little stuff in between too, man. So Blazers for me, Shark.
Yeah, and just continuing maybe for 30 seconds on that. I say this all the time, but this is real talk. If you want professional results, play the game professionally. If you want recreational results, play it recreationally, but don't delude yourself into thinking that you're going to be the next lottery ticket winner. You're not special. You're a human being. You're just as regular as everybody else. Jay and I have worked our ass off. Trust me, if you met us both 10 years ago, you would have thought, who the hell are these guys now on the screen? We did it one step at a time, mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally. And when you really get in there, it just is one step at a time, financially for yourself within your bankroll and who you become as a person. And on that point, Portland, I think, is a very solid take. And as I was just saying, in terms of the half-to-half splits game to game, I actually kind of like them to come out well here after that poor 39-30 first quarter in the last game. And, interestingly enough, when you looked at that game, they came out on fire. And then all of a sudden, Denver was just more on fire. Mm-hmm. The whole thing was like, it reminded me of a regular season game. It was just no defense. It was a complete track meet. The first quarter in particular, I mean, they were up and down, both sides. Nobody could miss a shot. I mean, it was just like open season. And then, of course, it locked down. The game almost went under. It was really sharp total. Got backdoored in the last minute of the game. But I do think you see Portland come out here with a much more focused effort defensively tonight. I think they know they cannot give up 39 points in the first quarter. They also can't lose the game. This is a desperation game. And we've been saying this all playoffs, line scaling or not. Environmental analysis in the most obvious way speaks to teams that are down 0-2 needing a win or down 2-1 in their home stadium that can't lose going back on the road down 3-1. Exactly. So this is your ultimate spot here for Portland tonight for sure.
Exactly, the ultimate spot, and like I always tell you guys, nothing's guaranteed. I'm on the Blazers, but we're not saying this is a ringer spot, Smack City. This is the play of the year. We're not saying that. Letting you know what side I'm on. Desperation spot for the Blazers. I expect them to come out and win this game handily, in my opinion, by double digits. I do think you'll see them be the aggressor. Obviously, Terry Stotts, he will have to put all with everything you have in coaching, you have to put it into this game. Simply put, not even for the Blazers' future, even if you don't have a future there, it's for the next team. I think you see Terry Stotts with a really good game plan. I think you see CJ and Dame coming out with some juice, not wanting to lose this one. You may have to try to defer to some players like Derrick Jones Jr. is off the bench. He's not really great offensively, but you're going to need his defense out there, my guy. So they got to make a few lineup switches. That has been a problem with Terry Stotts not making adjustments in the playoffs. So be interesting to see what happens today, what adjustments he can make. So obviously, the Nuggets are the better defensive team. The Blazers are the better offensive team. Today's NBA offense rules when you play the game the right way. I think the Blazers come out here and let their offense dominate, try to put up 120 points in this game and try and make the Nuggets. And I think we see some negative regression from the Nuggets shooting as well. Like Sharky said, they came out, the Blazers did 24-17. Then the Nuggets went on a 12-0 run. I knew I was in trouble with my Blazers first half bet then. So to be honest with you, I want to go right back to the well with the Blazers here in the first half. I do like it. They will have to juice up in this first quarter and first half for the transpire for the full game, in my opinion. I always say if they don't come out juiced up in this first quarter, I will worry about them all game, simply put. So I like the Blazers here full game. I like it, my guys. Let's go to this last game. I don't really have a lot on Philly versus Wizards, Shark. If you want to say something about it, we know they got two injured players now, Beal and Westbrook. What are we doing?
Yeah, I haven't been following the injury report. What's going on with that?
Well, Westbrook didn't practice yesterday. He's injured. I mean, you know how we look at it. Likely will play when the guy poured the popcorn on him. He like his ankle was injured then when he was trying to get back up there to the stands and whoop that guy's ass. But regardless, he didn't practice. Likely just resting it up. I can see. We know Westbrook's likely playing in this one. Will he be at 100%? Who knows? We know that Bill hadn't been under 100%. The down 0-2 at the house and catching points. I'm not betting against the Wizards here, even though it's Wizards or nothing for me. I am staying off this game, my guy. What do you think? You think Philly comes out and with a strong showing on the road here?
It's a tough one. I mean, we've been saying this going back the whole series and even going back through the regular season. Washington against Philly has been right on the number almost every game. The last game was the biggest outlier of all six or all five. Every other game has been right on the number. And I think this 6.5 is going to be hover zone right at the end of the game. However, one thing that I thought was interesting, the only home game that Washington has played in the last 10 days was the home play-in game against Indiana. And they did throttle them 142-115. And I think when you look at that, you are going to get a good effort here. They are pros. I mean, again, Russell Westbrook is one of the most aggressively disciplined, competitive guys in the sport. And you know he's going to be in their ear. You're going to get a big effort here. This is exactly what you said. Taking Philly here is asking to either get backdoored or just lose outright, really. I think you're going to get a good effort here from the Wizards.
Yeah, and the only thing I'm saying is, guys, if you're going to get an effort from the Wizards, if they're going to win a game, like this down 0-2, come back to the house in their best, like the first playoff game for the Wizards in forever. Well, you know what I'm saying, not forever, but they're going to be juiced up. The crowd's going to be juiced up. We know Bill is saying that he's getting closer back to 100%. Now it's Westbrook with the injury. So it just being said, I know Seth Curry had a little injury as well. It's just a lean for me on Wizards, guys. You're going to get their best effort of this season. I mean, of this series right here. You saw game one. They can kind of hang with Philly. The next game, they smacked them out. But here coming to the house and you're catching points, they could lose the game and you still cover. I can see this one hovering around it. Maybe the Wizards keep this inside the number. It's just a lean, my guys. Let's go to this last game. I think we might have some strong shit on this one, Shark. We got the Grizzlies here coming off 4 straight road games, 4 tough games as well, 2 straight play-in games. They said it was a business trip. They wanted to pack 3 suits or whatever. They, you know what I'm saying, obviously winning both games. Then you go into Utah and win both of win the first one. Still 4 straight. Been away from the house about a week and a half now. Oh, now we come to the house and my lady, I appreciate you've been waiting on me to get to the house. Okay, the dog waiting on you, go and walk. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we all human beings, right? You've been into the house. You get to the house off a long trip. Might be a little jet lag, might be a little tired. You got to say what's up to your lady, man. All that. What we thinking? Jazz early, Shark? Talk me off, please.
Can't talk you off. I can talk you on it further. And, when we really look back, and I've been saying this about Memphis in terms of them playing the same game twice and the same dynamic applying. Memphis, and we've said this all year, some teams just do not apply to that theory, but some do. Memphis does. And, comically, the way that the regular season was scheduled, they almost played a little bit of like a playoff series in the regular season against the Grizzlies. They played 2 in Utah, and then they played 1 game. This is the Utah Jazz. They played 1 game against the Cavs, and they went into Memphis. So they played 3 out of 4 games against the Grizzlies. So it's kind of like a playoff series. 2 home games, and you go on the road for another game. And it was exactly what happened. We said it the other day. Game 1 was flat. Memphis covered. And then game 2, Utah came out and covered the trifecta in a high-scoring game. It was really efficient scoring the basketball. And then the third one, they went into Memphis, of course, double revenge game there for Memphis. Utah came out well. They won the first half convincingly, and then Memphis made a push in the third quarter, and it was tight. And Utah did not cover the game by 1 point, I believe, 111 to 107 on a 5. So I think you could get backdoored here, but I think the first half has significant merit, and that is my top play of the day, -2.5.
Yep, and guess what? The Jazz didn't have Donovan Mitchell either then. I believe one of those games they might have rested Conley as well. So this is full squad here. You see Donovan Mitchell juiced up. Okay, y'all won the first one. You kind of poked the. I know the Grizzly bear, but you kind of poked the other bear over there. I'd like the Jazz era because I was already talking about Jazz. We got to find out a type of way to get on the Jazz here. I don't think it's necessarily a good spot for the Grizzlies. Maybe that next home game will really be the juice up spot for the Grizzlies, in my opinion, the next game. But here, I'm right, Jazz first half, -2.5. It's even a 2 out there at circa -115. Like the Jazz, -2.5 early. I think it transpires. And another thing, Shark, what do we see? The team that wins game 2 or had a good effort, they will usually roll that right into game 3, same game plan. You put all that together with it not necessarily been a good spot for the Grizzlies coming back to the house after being away for a while, playing 4 really tough games. I think Jazz early is the spot here. I'm adding it first -2.5. Just quick thoughts? What do you think about Jazz first quarter? What do you think? First quarter, first half, or just the first half, my guy?
You could argue for both. I like to have a bit of a bigger sample size if we're 12 versus 24 minutes. And I also just looked at the game in Memphis, as I said, in the regular season. It was in the second quarter more so. So I think you always want to give the Jazz a little more space because they are dependent on the 3 ball. There is a little bit of variance. A little more time is better than less time for 3-point dependency.
Exactly. That makes a lot of sense. And the bad thing is that they've been letting Ja Morant get whatever he wants in the paint, man. We got to see some regression. You go Bear. You're in the paint and you're letting Ja Morant basically just dunk all over you and shit. You can't do that, my guys. So that was the main thing. That's the thing with the Jazz. They have Gobert in that inside presence. And then obviously when Gobert goes out the game, it's not as good. But what I've been seeing from Ja Morant, him going off with, I think, 42 points, even in the losing effort, he was getting whatever he wanted into the basket, but maybe that's a part of the Jazz game plan. We're gonna let Ja Morant get whatever he wants. As long as nobody else gets hot, we can live with that. You go for 42 points in the double-digit loss, yeah, I'll take that damn near any day of the week. You see what I'm saying? So, hey, but yeah, Jazz for me early. I think it's a lot of strong points for us here. I think we cash it. I like the look. Let's go, my guy. Let's cash it. Late night play, last one of the day. I know a lot of people will be on Grizzlies here, and like I say, we're not even taking full game. This is a window for the Jazz, even if the Grizzlies try and get it together full game. Early on to start this game, first half, we think the Jazz have the advantage. I'm taking a -2.5, 1 possession. Let's cash it, Shark. I love it.
Mm-hmm. And 17 minutes, 50 seconds into the stream. Beautiful, beautiful Send It Saturday. We hope everybody's having a hell of a day. And of course, we were saying, last night Brooklyn went awry. It's NBA playoff basketball. And I said, a key point is new groups. And somebody said, what do you mean they're new groups? They've been playing together all year. I was like, bro, talk to the Shark. Understand the Shark, man. This is the first time we've seen this playoff environment with all these teams. Got to understand what context you're functioning in. And there's just not a lot of dynamics here. New roster groups, a lot of new coaches. We've had COVID. And really the most standout point, I would say, we haven't had these teams play each other year after year in the playoffs. When you really go back to the 90s, the Knicks and the Bulls played every single year. And you're going to see that develop. I was just thinking about it. I was sitting back here and I was thinking, what's a really incredible thought? In 2 or 3 years from now, these young gunners are going to be deep in the playoffs. It's going to be like Ja Morant in the Western Conference Finals. And it's going to be so sick. But we're at that point, we're going to have great capping information on how they function in the first, second, and third round, home versus away, first game home, second game home, first half, second half. Like the reason why we dominate the regular season so well is because we get 82 games. And we don't dominate the first 6 games. We dominate from games 15 to 75 when we have their dynamics tabulated. And we're going to start seeing this as we go forward next year and the year after and the year after, as this league turns over in these new groups. And then we're going to really, really have the real transparency in the playoffs that we want. But play of the day for me, Utah, first half, -2.5. Jazz traveling to the Grindhouse. Can't wait to do it, and let's dominate.
And you know what will be happening? So first off, I'd say tabulation leads to domination. And then another thing, Jazz, ever so softly playing some jazz music to put the Grizzly Bears to sleep in the first half, -20. Shark, play the violin for it, please, man. Jazz. Nice little jazz music to put the Grizzlies to bed only in the first half, my guys. -2.5. I'm Shark. We're coming together on this one. I like it. I just didn't add it yet, but yeah, -2.5. I'm going with you. My brother from another mother. We're cashing today. Blazers full game for me -4.5. Jazz first half -2.5. Let's cash, Shark. Close any. So you pretty much close them out with your words already, Shark. So I'm gonna close them out, man. Like I say, Jazz. Put them boys together. Some ever so softly jazz music to put the Grizzlies into hibernation just at the half. Just need to be up by 3 at the half, my guy. I like it. I like for the Blazers to win this must-win game as well. Go back to Denver, tied up 2-2. I think this series is going 7. Don't see them going down 3-1, going back to Denver on the brink of elimination. Terry Stotts coaching for his job. Dame Lillard, he wants to bring a championship to Portland. This is your time. Now, I'm not saying they're going to win a championship, but you got to make it out this first round at least and keep getting deeper and deeper into the playoffs. Him and CJ, my guys. Steve Urkel, ×2 looking like. Might have to get on some purple Urkel today for my guys. We blazing up today. Roll up. Fire blaze them. Y'all know CJ McCollum was like Steve Urkel, man. Did I do that? Jazz, first half -2, man. We appreciate you, boys. Please hit the like button, subscribe, share on Twitter, Facebook, wherever. Even if you don't want to share this link right here on Twitter, just retweet my tweet. It goes a long way, my guys. Subscribe. We appreciate y'all. We will be back tomorrow for some Sunday NBA talk with Jay Money and the Shark. I already have a nice little play lined up. A dog at that could lose the game, and we're still catching points. Let's go, my guys. Let's cash. We appreciate y'all for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe. That's my guy, Shark and Sports. I'm your host, Jay Money, and we out.